Greetings everyone, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, and I'm back to bring you another retro review from the Casagrandes mini-arc from Season 4 of The Loud House. So let's get right into it. Today's episode is Role Model. In this episode, Carl sees Ronnie Anne save Mr. Nakamura's dog and is so impressed with her heroism that he begins to mimic her every move. The story is pretty simple in its premise, it being a younger sibling idolizing an older sibling, which takes on the form of hero worship, both figuratively and in Carl's mind, quite literally. It starts with Carl watching a TV show about a superhero named El Falcone, and he is, for lack of a better way of putting it, very obsessed with him. However, he sees a new hero in his cousin when Ronnie Anne saves Nelson the dog from a squirrel and some bees, and he wants to do everything she does. And by everything, I do mean every little thing. Eating what she's eating, imitating everything she says and does, and even going so far as to wearing the same clothes. Naturally, this begins to annoy Ronnie Anne and tries to get her cousin to leave her alone. She sets up a few schemes to make Carl think she's not a hero, but a few bizarre occurrences cause her plans to backfire. She not only ends up looking like a hero by inadvertently saving someone or something from certain danger, but her actions make Carl even more mesmerized by her supposed heroism. Thinking she can never shake Carl from her side, she's reminded by her dad that she was once like Carl, and then Bobby shows her some of their childhood videos where Ronnie Anne wanted to be just like her brother. These little flashbacks of the younger Santiagos were just so adorable. However, it should be noted Ronnie Anne's younger self is depicted with eye bags. In every episode prior to City Slickers, she never had eye bags and only just developed them after she moved to Great Lake City. But anyway, this scene with Ronnie Anne and Bobby was both my favorite and the best moment of the whole episode. It was a very sentimental scene because I can relate to both Ronnie Anne and Carl. I grew up with an older brother, and what I used to do with him was the same thing Ronnie Anne and Carl did with their respective older siblings. It's perfectly natural to follow older siblings around and idolize them. In the eyes of younger siblings, and in their own way, they view their older siblings as heroes and wish to be just like them. It may be irritating to the older siblings, but they do feel flattered knowing someone really looks up to them as a really cool person. This was a whole new experience for Ronnie Anne because for the first time in her life, she was taking on a big sister kind of role and started viewing Carl as a younger brother even though they're both cousins. So really, it was understandable for Ronnie Anne to be put off by Carl's clingy behavior because she never had to deal with that sort of thing before. However, this makes you wonder how and why Carl stopped viewing Carlota as a hero, since he's never idolizing his big sister the same way he did with his cousin. Even though I liked Bobby's contribution to helping his little sister resolve her problem, not having Ronnie Anne talk to Carlota about what she had to do to shake her little brother from her is a missed opportunity. She probably has experience in this area, so she could have helped her cousin in a big way. My guess for why Carlota was absent from the episode was that she probably would have said the same thing as Bobby, so perhaps her being involved in the story would have been redundant. Either way, Ronnie Anne goes to the Mercado and is about to explain to Carl what Bobby had just told her, but she never gets the chance because a freak mishap with her skateboard nearly caused an old lady to get buried in a pile of cans. When Parr the delivery guy jumps in to save the old lady, Carl sees him as his new hero, and Ronnie Anne simply decides to not tell Carl what she was going to say. She saw Parr's supposed act of heroism as her one chance to get Carl off her back for good, and she took it. Besides, what she would have said would have probably fallen on deaf ears anyway, because apparently Carl considers anyone a hero when they do something brave and then say, "No problemo," when all is said and done, just like El Falcone. So yeah, that seems to be Carl's standard on what it means to be a hero. Basically, anyone who emulates a fictional TV superhero in terms of action and dialogue. I don't know if that's considered a good or a bad thing, but hey, he's a kid, and for all we know, that's probably how Carlota got her brother to stop following her. That's never confirmed, but it certainly sounds believable. Overall, this episode may come off as a little annoying if you're not a fan of Carl and or his many moments of hero worship towards Ronnie Anne, but honestly, I can't find anything too negative to say about the characters and story. Everyone was written sufficiently well, the story had a lot of heart and relatability, and the dynamic between Ronnie Anne and Carl was very genuine and sweet. Ronnie Anne learns that she was once like Carl and eventually grew to still idolize her older brother without having to be an annoying pest. When you think about it, Carl must have undergone a similar change considering he's not a clingy pest to Carlota, so it is possible he will move on from his obsessive hero worship phase when he gets a little older. In closing, this was another fantastic episode for the 4th season Casagrandes mini-arc, and if you are, or have an older or younger sibling, you'll definitely enjoy this one for what it's about. With that said, I give Role Model a 9.3 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of Role Model. So I gotta ask, what did you guys think of this episode? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to click that subscribe button for more Loud House related content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.